all ready with today's poems?
Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse?
Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. So you do look pretty cozy over there.
Monika always sounds like she's like on her final breath. Natsuki suddenly realizes how close she's got to me. He hastily slides himself into a good 12 inches away from me. Oh wait, I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You are just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but Monika just said...
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
Is that really alright? I said that mostly because I didn't plan to use my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It could take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. By tomorrow.
By tomorrow?
I thought you...
Oh, shit.
I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this, but I suppose it's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of happening if I don't finish it? Alrighty then. I stand up. I return to the place I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
What? Well, not everyone's ready. Don't you find someone to share with?
Yeah, I can totally talk.
Really talk.
I can't wait!
Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled piece of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where he sits. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. The third one.
Which one?
Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish her reading. I know.
Assuming sorry, I forgot to start speaking.
Daijoubu, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thought in my thought. I just need to put my thoughts into. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right?
Hi, what do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might. Wait. I guessed that it might be after reading it through.
Oh, so it has to be bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? Ooh, I'm so sorry!
Yuri buries her face into her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes, and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take you a while to get used to new people. Daijoubu, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them.
Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not even finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Also, hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself or me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do!
What the?
I love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily. That's a rare opportunity for her. which to itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate with the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue. What? Hooey? Hooey of the future.
It's huge.
I bathe calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
Nani? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I was actually thinking your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was pretty descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Oh, you're into ghosts? You're...
All the time. Actually, the story isn't about the ghost at all, Booby-sama.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
When did he ever think it was like about a ghost? Wait, what?
Yeah.
How did he get a ghost out of that?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of it. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before I kill you. Before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Okay. Who should I show my poem to next?
Monica.
Hi, Booby-sama.
Having a good time, Silver.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Are you okay?
By the way, you're new and everything. You ever have any suggestions for the club? Like new activities or things that we can do better? Who's listening?
you really need to go to the hospital.
Be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Afraid? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off doing stuff than going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with?
It's kind of embarrassing though, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Booby-sama. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. It's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
Mm-hmm. I like it, Booby-sama.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yep.
Any chance, have you read anything by Shield Silverstein?
Maybe a long time ago.
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
I see. I'm so blind. So you're saying Natsuki is kind of like that?
Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they are super challenging to get the meaning. So I can see why it would be kind of poem to explore. It would be your kind
of poem to explore.
It's yours.
I'm sorry, I'll end up trying different things a lot.
It's okay. Love to see you try new things, like smoking.
For the last time, this no.
That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always find you. Wait. I'll
always find you.
I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have worry about impressing them or anything. Wait. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. And there's like a bunch of cigarette smoke on it and blood.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction and the what? Spackle? Spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind. Like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with the permanent coffee of the meaningless image. It's just a hole. A little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he was on the other side. Was looking in.
Damn, that's deep.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis to timing between the words and lines when performed out loud. It can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess I could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you are writing a poem or a story, your brain too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on a paper and tidy it up later. So you just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
What a wise sage.
What a sage. I've always liked her.
This is a good poem, Booby-sama!